The Mustangs look to take it here in a doubleheader. First up, they're going to be up against the Messiah Falcons here. It's going to be a great match. They are currently undefeated. The Mustangs have only dropped one game, sitting 4-1 here in the regular season. If they win out here tonight, they will grab the 1 seed for the entire season, which is something that will be absolutely an incredible feat for the Mustangs and make them well off into the playoffs. If not, things will get a little tricky, but the Mustangs are fully prepared for a win tonight. And speaking of the Mustangs, before we get things started with the actual game, let's take a look at our starting lineup, unchanged since week 1. We start with our captain, Finley, in that tank position. He's played incredibly all season with that mid-season patchwork coming through. We get to see some new gameplay out of him. On DPS, we've got Retro. An incredible season making that switch from tank to DPS has been looking good. Also on DPS, we've got Sundown. Great new addition to this Mustangs roster. And right behind him, we've got Ryan on support. Once again, playing beautifully. And last but certainly not least here tonight, we've got Recon. And this team has played absolutely beautiful. They are currently sitting 4-1 through the season. This team has been nothing short of amazing. We're just getting into the lobby now against the Falcons, and things are looking good. These guys are definitely ready. We'll take a look now inside our Pottstown campus facility. These guys getting ready to go, getting juiced up. I know I am just absolutely beaming at the gills to get things started here for these final 2 NACE matches of the regular season. These guys are just ready on another level. I was talking to them for just a little bit. They called it light work. And I'm just getting things ready for stream here tonight. These guys are definitely poised and ready to go as we get things started here. Gotta remember to hit that enter key twice. Get those notifications out of the way. The Mustangs definitely in a good position here tonight. Well, like I said before, sitting 4-1. Currently sitting 3rd in the standings for the NACE Eastern Conference, GM3 and below. Category: Mustangs find themselves behind Messiah and Armada, just above the Hornets. The game that we have later on tonight, of course, against the Hornets. The Mustangs in a beautiful position to jump a couple of categories. We do have that tiebreaker against the Full Sail University Armada, and it looks like we are already getting ourselves into game 1. We are heading over to Ilios for our first control point map of tonight. Let's get some hype in chat. Let's get things ready. Got Anthony and Very both sitting in chat, getting things ready to go. Like I said before, this is what's referred to as a control point map. This is best out of 3. There'll be 3 different maps that we travel to here tonight. This first one is known as Well. Teams will fight to control this initial map here, as it looks like nobody's picked the map here, but
Ready for battle.
Mustangs find themselves in a good position here as they look to take this map. They were able to take it last time out, the Mustangs. Definitely doing a great job to get things started here as everyone pours in. We welcome you all to this doubleheader finale. Mustangs gonna go with the Roadhog comp, with Finley on the Roadhog, Retro on the Symmetra, Sundown on the Sojourn, Ryan on the Kiriko, and Recon on the Lucio. And here we go. A good Symmetra play. We'll see Retro make the move over to Tracer. Moving over on that right-hand side, Initial engagement being taken by the Mustangs. They'll rotate their way around using a Ramatra comp for Messiah, for the Falcons. They'll rotate all the way around the Mustangs, and we've had a complete 180. They'll look to move around 270 degrees. Mustangs have a lot of good movement tech on their hands, so look to use that to get out of the way. They're on that front line immediately. Messiah looked to take point initially here, and Finley with a mega hook. You see that Ramatra fall directly off the screen. Retro will fall as Sundown able to get a kill of his own. Mustangs take the point here. They're up towards 20%. Sundown will be taken down as Finley gets a kill, and he'll get a second kill on the Moira, taking out both of Messiah's supports. We see that Kiriko. Sorry, not the Kiriko. We'll see the Symmetra, not the Symmetra. We'll see the last of the Falcons move out of the way. The Mustangs take the point. They're up towards 40% now. Great first attack by them. Great movement around there. As we see Messiah move over to a Orisa Cup. Recent buffs to Orisa has made her very, very powerful indeed. That Roadhog is very dangerous on this map. You see his hook be able to get most people in on the middle. That back line of Recon, Ryan, and Sundown making the way around. Some great movement around there. Finley gets taken out by an Orisa. Retro able to grab the Moira as Recon makes his way around point. Mustangs down towards 75%, and a boot by Recon. I knew we got to be on him for a reason. Great moves there by Recon. Gets Orisa in. The Lucio falls. Ryan will fall, but Retro getting some quick revenge on that Sombra. Finally remembered the name. The Mustangs now up towards 87%. They'll look to take it here. This map 1, Mustangs have almost 5 ultimates ready. Meanwhile, the ult advantage clearly on their side. 3 ultimates still charging out of Messiah. 97, 98, 99, and we've got ourselves an overtime. Hack comes out, and Retro and Recon both taken down by it. Finley able to get that Moira. Kitsune Rush will come out from Ryan, and things will be moving forwards. Finley finds himself in the forwards position. He's looking to get one. He'll grab one with his ultimate. He'll grab a second. And that overtime still going. That's Symmetra. Sorry, that Sombra still running around on point. But the Mustangs grab the first map. And it's exactly what you want to see out of the Mustangs. This great aggression that they have. Some great job warming up. Finley not remembering that I don't show the cams in between the matches. I get to see what they're doing, but what a great first round out of the Mustangs here. Some really good team fights out of Messiah, a couple of great picks, but unfortunately no one able to grab the point from Messiah. The Mustangs take map 1. You're going to want to take map 2 here. We see Finley moving over to Mauga. Mauga has gotten amazing buffs to both of his abilities. That rush there has gotten more damage on the slam down, and his cardiac ability, his healing ability, will deal more healing to himself depending on who's around. It just makes him an amazing hero, definitely in the meta, as we see. Retro using Symmetra. The Mustangs initially take point here. We see that Orisa stay out again. That Orisa is buffed, so that is not a surprising play out of Messiah. And a great javelin throw means that Mustangs find themselves down in Recon. That Lucio. Finley will move himself forward. He'll use that cardiac buff. And a great little slam, but he'll be pushed off the map. Finley grabs one as he falls off the map. Sundown finds himself on point, not using his abilities there. Recon's back on. He'll stall for as long as humanly possible, but he will fall. Finley moves things over to Zarya. Zarya also a little bit of buff in the mid-season patch notes, as we've seen here. As he will move his way back towards point with the rest of his team. Sundown remains in that Reaper position. Some excellent damage out of him. A great kill there as they were trying to defend point. Finley would use his bubbles to his greatest abilities. Finley, Retro, and Sundown all move up top. Look to move in on point. Sundown able to get a bubble from Finley there. They'll make their way around. And with all 3 of those turrets set up on point, it's going to make it a very hard thing. Sundown gets the first pick. As that pulse bomb comes out from the enemy tracer, will take down Recon. Finley and Sundown both combined for 3 kills. And the rest of Messiah will move things forward. As that Sombra moves out of the way. 43% for Messiah. Mustangs about to grab the ult advantage. They got 2 ultimates ready from Messiah, so things are fairly even so far. See them get onto point. Sundown on point. Will he activate his ultimate? We will see a double kill from the Orisa. Sundown will make his way around, but at half health. How much longer can he survive? Not by much. Finley finds himself on point. He'll grab 1 kill, 2 kills with his ultimate. And he'll be taken down there by the Orisa. 41% for the Mustangs. Things are getting very close here. As once again, we see that Sundown has his ultimate available to him. Recon and Retro both do. Ultimate will come out from the enemy Lucio and from Retro. Sundown able to take down the Orisa yet again. Retro able to grab another kill. 2 kills there for Recon and Retro. Mustangs make their way back to point. 70% now, and they'll grab the point right back. Once again, Sundown is prepared. As we see the Mustangs move completely off of point, they'll move to high ground. So we'll see what they're going to be able to do with this. The Mustangs now towards 60%. They're going to go down Main Street, Messiah. We'll see what they're able to do. That Tracer proving annoying. Great damage there on the back line of Sundown. So we'll move up. Will we see his ultimate? We will. Some good damage, but no kills. That Montco looking a little low, but unfortunate there. So go in on the other Reaper. New to the Messiah lineup, Retro and Ryan both fall. Sundown makes his way up, 85% for the Mustangs as Finley now falls. And with no ult advantage now from the Mustangs. They just have to stall point for as long as possible. Sundown makes his way off the map in order to get a clean reset for the Mustangs. Finley goes back to the Malga. We didn't really see this work in the first fight, but now at 82% for Messiah, the Mustangs are going to want to make sure that they don't force a third map here. He moves up, he'll move straight down. Some big damage being put onto him. Getting saved by his cardiac overdrive. Finley able to grab a kill on that tank. As the Mustangs now grab point, now 95%. A quad kill from the enemy Reaper will give Messiah that second map. No one from the Mustangs are going to be able to get back in time. And some great moves there by the enemy Reaper. Some great use of his ultimate and presence of mind to use it in a great moment. Gets a great quad kill, and Messiah ties things up here in game 1.
Ready for battle.
This would be an evening
As we
to
now
remember.
get ready for the third map here. Not many changes to the Mustangs lineup. Finley stays on that Malga.
Faster too.
Are we going to see a change out of Finley here? Finley will go back to that Roadhog. No well to pull Messiah members into here as we see Retro now on Tracer. So again, looking for some big damage on that back line. We see 2 Tracers. They'll get themselves into a little brawl. Retro's been good at those 1-on-1 brawls all season long, so we'll see what we're able to get out of this. Finley, and like I just said there, Retro able to come in with that as he will fall to the Sojourn. Ryan puts some precision shots on him. Ryan and Sundown, or Finley and Sundown in that front line. Sundown with another. Go in on that 1-on-1 Sojourn fight. And Mustangs will grab point first here in game 3. Or here in round 3 of game 1. As we see them going down Main Street right now. Some good charge out of Sundown so far. Some great damage, but he's looking a little low. He will be taken out by the Soldier. We don't see a lot of Soldier this high up. We haven't seen a lot of Soldier yet this season. Retro makes his way over towards point. putting in some good damage. Again, that back line, both Retro and the enemy Tracer have been good at dealing heavy damage to the back line here as Retro makes his way around. On that Ramatra, Mustangs now at 40% as Recon able to take down the enemy Ramatra. Recon will get revenge killed. I don't want to say revenge killed like, you know, it wasn't completely expected, but obviously Finley able to get some other revenge on that Lucio. That Sojourn up top, just out of range of Finley's fall. And when I say, you know, revenge killing either way, it's really just that there was an immediate response to the kill. And we see Sojourn using their ultimate here as they try to make their way onto point. Sundown will be taken out by the McCree. Kitsune Rush comes out. Finley going to use his ultimate as well as he looks to take down that tank. Finley will take down the Sojourn before he falls. 82% for the Mustangs. They'll lose point for the first time here in round 3. Some excellent work by the Mustangs. These things are still very close. A lot of great people in chat tonight cheering on the Mustangs. Retro ready to go. He'll make his way around the backside. Grab some good damage on the Lucio. 30% now for Messiah. The Mustangs will make their way up. Getting down some armor damage on the Ramatra. Slow and steady wins the race as Retro makes his way around. Ultimate comes out from the enemy Ramatra. Recon and Retro will both fall. Sundown next to fall for the Mustangs. Ryan and Finley, the last two there. Finley will grab one before Ryan falls. And there goes Finley. The Mustangs will have to reset here. Now 60% of the way there from Messiah, from the Falcons.
What's up?
August here.
Couple of team fights left here. 4 ultimates ready for Messiah. They'll have a clear ult advantage. The Mustangs fairly close as Finley moves back over to that Malgum.
This ends now.
Ultimates come out. 2 from Messiah, 1 from the Mustangs.
This ends now.
We'll see Sundown immediately use his ultimate. That charge cannon not going to go his way. He'll be taken out by the enemy Sojourn. Finley looking close. Recon able to get in there. Finley able to grab 1. Ryan is close, but he'll fall. Recon able to grab 1. Pulse Bomb comes out from Retro. It's not going to be able to get anybody here, but Mustangs need to hold here and now. And they're going to be able to. Finley and Recon able to grab 2 kills. The Mustangs will retake the point at 82%, but 99% for Messiah mean that they need a full hold here. The Mustangs go fully off of point here. We saw them do this last time. It didn't work in their favor. So the Mustangs playing it off to the right-hand side of point. They're able to touch whenever. 93, 95% now. We're going to see an overtime for the Mustangs here as we get into the final rush here. The Mustangs now up at 99%. Lucio comes down onto point for Messiah. Finley grabs the first kill. Looking for more than that, though. Finley grabs his second kill. We got the Ramatra still on point. Retro moves around. Finley with the 3rd kill. So I apologize for the drop in frame rate here, but the Mustangs looking close. They'll grab the Lucio, and they will take game 1. The Mustangs able to take the fight to Messiah. They'll take the first game. Play of the game is going to go to Phantom on Messiah. We'll see exactly why here in a second. A 4K ultimate. And that Lucio will be taken down by him to boot. As we move things back over into the facility, the Mustangs playing strong against Messiah so far here tonight. We'll see them getting up, definitely taking a breather. This is one of the closest matches of Overwatch I've seen out of the Mustangs here in a very long time, and I am so here for it, and you guys should be too. Tell your friends about this game because it is definitely one for the books. Mustangs take it in 3 maps. A hard-fought victory here in game 1. As they're going to regroup, take some time to themselves, and get things ready here for game 2. As it looks like we're probably going to be heading to a fan favorite for a Mustangs favorite here on Kings Row. As we'll take a look and see how Messiah has done throughout this season. Messiah just last week taking a 3-0 over, or 2 weeks ago. Messiah has been able to take 3-0s against a lot of their opponents as I'm looking back through the seasons now as we get things ready to go here for game 2. Forfeit here in round 5 and round 6. They take it 3-0. And Messiah hasn't really dropped a map this season against any of their opponents. So definitely in a good spot there. They've only lost, as it seems right now, 1 game against our opponent later on tonight, the Hornets. That's what it looks like right now. All right, Messiah has lost the map here and there in different matches. Couple of 3-0s. They've only dropped 2 games so far this entire season out of Messiah, out of the Falcons. So obviously losing 1 to the Mustangs here is a big, big hit as the Mustangs take that definitively in 3 rounds. As we now get ready to head over to Kings Row, we see Finley pacing there a little bit. Everyone getting hyped up in the facility. Hopefully you guys are getting hyped up too in chat. We love to see it. So make sure to post in chat who you guys rooting for here and how excited you guys are for this game here tonight. We'll let the Mustangs lock in just a little bit more here as we get things ready. And I think what we should go into here is what made the Mustangs so good when it came into winning that initial game versus Messiah, the 6-0 Messiah Falcons. And that's keeping their heads clear. I talked to them 4 minutes before this match started, just telling them that how excited I am and how ready I am to watch them play. I went, how are you guys feeling? And their mindset was a consensus. We're locked in. We're ready for this win. We are ready to do whatever it takes to get things started here. As we move on to our map on Kings Row, these Mustangs ready to go as they'll take map 1, ready to take map 2. Game 2 here on Kings Row. This is what's referred to as a hybrid map. I'll show you guys what that means here as we initiate the match. Welcome to Kings Row. We'll have an attacking and defending side. The attacker's goal is to grab this initial checkpoint here. It will light up in about 15 seconds, but it will light up here. You'll be able to take this checkpoint. If you're able to grab this checkpoint, you'll grab 2.5 extra minutes on the clock, as well as access to your payload. Once you grab the payload, you'll take it right down a trail, go through the streets of Kings Row. You'll see light up here. Make a left at defender spawn for the first point, and bring it over to here. If you're able to grab it up to the barrier with that cart, you will grab 1.5 minutes extra of time and an additional point, and then you'll be able to bring the cart down to this 3rd checkpoint. A 3rd checkpoint will grant you a nice little victory there and a 3rd point. Both teams have the chance to attack. If both teams get 3 points, depending on how much time is on the clock, we'll get to know the overtime rules there. Seen a couple of overtimes out of the Mustangs here on Kings Row. Hopefully not able to see one here tonight. The Mustangs sticking with their Ramatra cop as they are on defense first. Finley on Ramatra, Retro on the Sombra, Sundown on the Sojourn, Ryan on the Kiriko, and Recon on the Lucio. We'll go down live towards Finley. We'll move over towards Retro. Again, using those off angles to his advantage. And Baptiste in the background. Finley once again getting in some good damage. He'll force out the ammo field. Retro able to grab the first kill here before he is taken down. Finley looking close. He'll be taken down as well. Retro, Ryan, and Finley with recon now. As Sundown, the last one there, the Mustangs will fall. As we see multiple members of Retro's family going up against, this is a big match for Retro, going up against his mom's alma mater here tonight. Finley will move into the team. He goes in on that Sojourn. Be able to take him. Retro will fall. Finley now going in on the Ramatra. He'll be taken down. Finley will move forward into the remaining 3 members of this Messiah offense. Finley will find himself walled off. Wall should go down. Finley gets himself out of there. Just 91 health. He'll be taken down by the Sojourn. We'll look to mitigate the damage here, slow the bleeding.
Please be careful. You're mine now.
Mustangs in a difficult position right now. They find themselves without the ult advantage. That May is the only one who has it on that opposing team. Some great ult discipline out of the May, as they were the Reaper who had that play of the game last game. Retro making his way around. Ultimate comes out from May. Mustangs will make their way around. Ultimate comes out from the enemy Sojourn. Finley able to grab one. Sundown and Recon both fall. Retro also will fall. Finley will make his way around with Ryan. Two ultimates come out. Finley able to get them trapped. 2 members of the other team trapped in his ultimate. It's not going to mean much, as that ultimate comes out from the enemy Ramatra. Defense is there. Sundown trying to take it down. We'll get down to half health. His ultimate coming to him close. Finley and Retro both fall. Retro makes the switch over to the Bastion, and they'll get an additional 5 minutes on the clock. That minute and a half brings them up to 5 minutes, but definitely making quick work of the Mustangs here as they try to defend. As we see Sundown continue on the Reaper. Finley will also continue on his tank pick. Ultimate comes out there. As we see Recon, Retro, and Ryan all fall. Finley and Sundown will make their way back. They've got one more fight. If they lose this team fight, they'll be in a tough position here. Finley falls to a burst of damage here as another May ultimate comes out. Sundown able to grab one with his ultimate. He'll go in on that May who's looking a little low. He'll be able to grab it with the help of Retro. And a nice little team fight there by the Mustangs. They'll push Messiah off while losing both of their DPSs. Finley moves all the way forward with that Doomfist. He's already looking a little low. He'll try to get out of there. He'll be able to. Ult advantage going clearly to Messiah. Retro will be taken out. Ultimate comes out from the enemy Sojourn. Ryan will also fall here. Finley will fall to the enemy Sojourn. Sundown brings himself over to point. Retro grabs some point time, but it won't be enough. 3:15 on the clock for Messiah as they look to take game 2.
Score 0-3.
Not the best position right now for the Mustangs, but we've seen them play incredibly well under these defiant odds. And as I said before, the Mustangs now need to score 3 points in order to force an overtime. It's the only way that this match can go now, is they need to force an overtime with time left on the clock. We'll see what they're going to do for their offensive capabilities here, what they'll do to switch up their lineup or not switch up their lineup. We've seen success with that Mauga before, and will the Mustangs try to force that success with the Mauga still?
Ready for battle.
Retro gonna move over to Sojourn. Ryan staying with the Kiriko. As we see the rest of the Mustangs waiting on who they're gonna choose. Finley moves to Doomfist. Sundown goes to Echo. And Recon goes to Zenyatta. Now, I've seen Recon play Zenyatta before, much earlier in the season, and he definitely is still a good person to have in that position, so we'll see how he does on the offensive end. Retro makes the move over to Tracer. Sundown gonna stick with that Echo, who's gotten some slight buffs over the past couple of seasons, and Finley on that Doomfist is gonna try to dive into the back line here as we see a similar Ramatra comp, the same Ramatra comp that we saw on the offensive end for Messiah. They're going to stick with what works here. They definitely started with team fights here. They're going to want to stay with it. Full rotate as we see Recon not able to make the moves over. He'll fall. Finley makes his way around. Sundown will fall as well. As we now see a little bit of a fight here towards point. Ryan will also fall. Mustang's not in a good position so far. Mustangs gearing up for yet another attack here. Finley makes his way onto point, going in on that Sojourn. Damage will be poured into him on all sides. Just a little bit of health he wants to get out of there. Sundown will fall. Finley able to move himself into that playing field. Finley will be taken down by a precision shot. Mustangs now with 2:39 left on the clock. We're going to want as much time to push that card as possible, so will we be seeing some switches out of them soon. Finley goes over to Winston. A very odd decision indeed. Recon moves over to Lucio. No other swaps on the Mustangs. Ultimates getting nearer for the Messiah Falcons. See the rest of the Mustangs move forward slightly. They're going to look to try to take point as quickly as possible here. 2 minutes left on the clock for them. Finley comes out as Retro able to move out of that ultimate quickly. Kitsune Rush comes out from Ryan as Retro unable to take down the Baptiste there. We see an ultimate come out from Messiah. No one able to survive there on point. A team kill on the Mustangs as they'll respawn with now 1 minute and 30 seconds left. They're not switching up anything about their attack as Retro is gonna get his ultimate here. Finley makes his way around. Finley makes his way over. Mustangs will grab it, or at least attempt to grab this point. We see Ryan and Finley moving in on the back line. Immos comes out. Recon and Ryan both fall. So will Sundown. Finley gets 1 kill, and that's it. The Mustangs now with less than 50 seconds on the board. They need to lock in something serious right now in order to force anything here. Not a lot of time left. And the Mustangs, like a broken record, go round and round with this same comp. Finley moves forward. He'll look to take down the rest of the team. Finley grabs 1 kill. Retro grabs another. So force people away. Sundown grabs 1. Ryan grabs 1. And the broken record finally plays. The Mustangs grab the first checkpoint, but they only have 2 minutes and 42 seconds to grab that card and move it as far forward as humanly possible, grabbing that second checkpoint. It takes about 1.5 minutes unimpeded for the Mustangs in order to push that card fully over. Mustangs forced to use 2 ultimates there in order to move things forward, so we'll see what they're able to do. But with not a lot of time left, hoping that they're able to grab more momentum as things move forward. Finley with some big damage so far. The rest of the Mustangs push their way around. One ultimate ready for them. It's Sundowns on that Echo. Depending on who he grabs could be really important. Comes out from the May. That Baptiste is taken out. Ooh, and a great little pulse bomb by Retro. Not going to grab any kills, but some big damage. Sundown coming out with that Ramatra switch. Be forced to get out of there. 1 minute and 35 seconds left. Finley makes his way back up. He's pushing forward, but the rest of his team not there behind him, as they'll make their way up with him now. Finley looking to push this Mustangs team forward. Ultimate comes out from the Sojourners. He's immediately able to grab the Echo. Finley will be able to take down the Sojourn. Retro able to grab a kill himself. Sundown will respawn and be able to try to make his way back. Retro grabbing the May. That Ramatra's at about half health with no healers. Now with just under a minute left, the Mustangs are going to push that card up.
The battle ignites me.
Some great encouragement in chat from our great supporters here tonight. I wish it was that simple. Mustangs able to grab the second checkpoint. They got 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Not a ton of time on the clock. And again, they want to get this before the overtime, before they run out of time. Giving a hard defensive cap for them. Definitely get into those overtime rules. The Mustangs are able to push it all the way forward here. 1 minute and 52 seconds left though. Retro looking close to his ultimate here. He'll probably try to go over for that Baptiste. Big damage as that Lucio ultimate comes out. Mustangs continue to push that cart as far forward as they can. Finley and Ryan both fall. The Mustangs move back. Once again, it's better if they attack as a team. The minute and 16 seconds left. The Mustangs are looking very close. As Retro moves up, another May ultimate comes out. Great timing from May. Just a minute now for the Mustangs to push that card forward. They know how much this means as Sundown falls. Retro makes his way around. He'll get taken down as well. Supports and Finley stay together. Finley makes his way around. He'll fall. Recon also falls. Sundown is there. Ryan is there. 32 seconds now for the Mustangs. They're backed up something fierce here right now. And with just under 25 seconds to go, they've got one big push left in them. These Mustangs, the force of a racehorse behind them, make their way forward. 2 ultimates come out. Kitsune rush. Unfortunately, 3 Mustangs fall. 4 Mustangs fall. Finley is there. 2 seconds. Can Finley touch in time? He won't be able to. And the Mustangs will lose here in game 2. Things are all tied up as we move our way into game 3. Mustangs, unfortunately, just grabbing that card a little too late. Not enough time to get anything done, even despite pushing it forward as far as they did. See here's some great Sojourn gameplay. This is typically what we see here. You know, it's not what we don't want to see out of the Mustangs. We'll bring it back to the studio as the Mustangs get ready for game 3, which I believe will be a flashpoint map. I'm not really sure here. NACE and NJ move very differently, but obviously not what you want to see out of the Mustangs. What I think it came down to was not changing their comp, I think was one major thing. Finley staying on that Doomfist and then moving over to the Winston. 2 picks that in my mind definitely didn't really positively affect the team. Obviously, Winston still not as strong in these comps. And, you know, despite trying to stay with the meta, it didn't really work for the Mustangs here in game 2. They want to get things back on top and force match point in their favor here in game 3. It's going to take a lot of good team fights went Messiah's way, both in game 1 and in game 2. Very powerful team fights went Messiah's way. And if it is Flashpoint, like I think it is, that's all about those critical team fights. And the Mustangs are going to have to put up some strong offense and strong defense as we get things started here for game 3. But it definitely a loss here in game 2, not slowing your guys' support, as it looks like we're going to be heading to New Junk City here on a Flashpoint map. Obviously, seeing your guys' great support in chat for this team as we get ready for game 3. Never lose it, as the Mustangs are, going for their shot at playoffs here. They find themselves in a great position here tonight, tied with Messiah, as we'll get things ready here for the Flashpoint map. We'll take a live look inside our Pottstown facility as we get things ready. And just like that, we enter to New Junk City. We'll move things over to watch some Overwatch. Some excellent work so far out of the Mustangs. Ooh, I am definitely ready to go here for tonight's match. If you guys have missed some of the live action, where have you guys been? I won't rag on you too hard for it, though. As we get things ready to go here, all the live action will be up on our YouTube channel, Mustangs Esports, at the end of tonight's 2 games. Like I said, 2 games. It looks like we're going to have a little bit of a switch here. As the Mustangs will relock in. And the Mustangs find themselves in a great position. And here we go. Mustangs going to be assembling their heroes here. And here's how Flashpoint works. It's a lot like that Control Point map, but instead of switching maps, it's a more fast-paced one map. There are 7 or 8 different checkpoints. It could be different checkpoints at any time during the match. So one checkpoint will unlock, you'll go capture that checkpoint. It's always the same here in the middle of the bot fighting arena. You'll see that checkpoint activated first, but it will stay on the same map. We don't move maps, as well as the fact that the tick rate on the percentage captured will go a lot faster. It's 1 tick per, I believe, half second, as opposed to 1 tick per second that we saw on the initial Control Point map. Mustangs coming at it with the Roadhog comp. They're going to make some switches there. Finley going to be on that Roadhog, Retro on the Tracer, Sundown on the Sojourn, Ryan on the Kiriko, and Recon on the Lucio. We'll go live to Sundown on that God, my brain is just mush right now. Retro on that Sojourn. Again, that Ramatra comp proving powerful out of Messiah here. 10 seconds for that first checkpoint unlocks. Mustangs are going to want to take immediate control here. Retro will fall. Recon will also fall to the Ramatra. Sundown will fall. Ryan. Finley finds himself the last one on point. He'll grab 1 singular kill, and Retro will join him. Looking close, he'll fall. And point will go in the hands of the Falcons here in game 2.
Balance you out.
As you guys can see, the tick rate much faster here on a Flashpoint map. The Mustangs look to get back into thing on this first control point.
Soothing your wounds.
Oh, and a great little flick kill for Ryan as they'll take down the Tracer. Over Mantra, taken down by Finley. A great use of his abilities there to hook him in, get him stalled out. Retro and Recon both with kills there. Sundown with another kill. Mustangs take the point, but 64% out of the Falcons here. The Mustangs have got an uphill battle here for the first point. Once again, the winner here in game 3 will force that match point in their favor, and I know how difficult that could be. Accidentally hit the escape key there. Mustangs now find themselves in a decent enough position. Pulse bomb ready from Retro. 2 pulse bombs ready, one on either side. We'll see how they're able to utilize them. As we now see a Orisa comp coming out. Kitsune Rush comes out from our very own. And a pulse bomb comes out. Finley able to grab 1 with his ultimate, 2 with his ultimate. Recon able to grab 1. Sundown able to grab 1. The Mustangs will keep control of point, now up towards 75%. It's a very quick turnaround on points. Retro able to find the hiding Tracer. 96, 97, 98, 99. And that Tracer able to force the overtime. Again, that Orisa trying to prove pivotal here. Finley go in on that Sojourn. Lucio ultimate comes out. Multiple ultimates out on either side of the field. Ryan will fall. Retro gets a kill. As the point goes into the hands of the Falcons. Sundown will fall. Finley gets another kill. But how much will it matter? Finley able to get that Tracer. 87% now for the Falcons. Overtime, this time forced by Retro. As an Orisa ultimate comes out, Lucio ult will come out too. Mustangs now with the ult advantage as they'll try to take point here. Pulse bomb coming out, not able to get much effect. Sundown will fall. Finley just tries to walk on the point and they'll lose that first point. Finley now just trying to get some good damage. He'll fall. And Ryan will also fall. The Mustangs now trying to grab that second flashpoint out from Messiah. Mustangs still very much in this though. They were able to force that overtime, get themselves up to 99%. Again, it comes down to those critical team fights. Start with that second checkpoint, a double pulse bomb out of the enemy Tracer. Kitsune Rush is ready. Not much doing there. Double kill from the enemy Orisa and a team kill on the Mustangs. Give the advantage to Messiah. Really showing why they are an undefeated team here, looking for an undefeated regular season. This is their last match of the regular season. We still have one to play against the Hornets. Definitely asserting their dominance. Finley moves forward. Puts down the pig pen as Kitsune Rush comes out. Finley with a good looking ultimate here. Retro will fall. Finley getting a lot of healing poured into him to keep him alive. It's now 65% for Messiah. Mustangs now move their way forward. Sundown will fall in the back line. Finley makes his way around point. 99% out of the Falcons here. Recon falls, Ryan falls, Retro falls. Finley's sitting there in that back corner, but they'll once again lose point. Only one left is Sundown. He's got his ultimate ready for him. But again, that third flashpoint is going to open up fairly soon. The Mustangs are going to want to take it here. Start a reverse sweep here in game 3. Next blast point gonna unlock here fairly soon. Sundown making his way around the point. Finley has made the switch over to Zarya now. He's seen some success on the Zarya. Sundown and Retro both fall, followed closely by Ryan. Finley off with the Sojourn. He'll be able to take the Sojourn before he eventually falls. Retro and Sundown are there. Messiah grabs the point here. They'll look to take it in three straight flash points.
Hot.
Finley will move things forward. It's a really good pulse bomb out of Retro. Sundown able to grab one with his ultimate. As Finley moves things forward. It's 3 ultimates out of the Mustangs. As that Moira falls, and there goes the Orisa. The Lucio able to grab Ryan, but Retro able to grab some quick justice. As the Mustangs now looking for a breath of fresh air. They have the point now at 25%. They'll move off a point here.
Not so fast.
And take the long way around on the point. They'll make way onto it. Will Finley let Messiah, or will the Mustangs let Messiah take this point? Finley will fall. There goes Retro. He'll fall as well. Retro, Sundown taken down by the enemy Sojourn. Recon will fall. Ryan, the only one stopping point here. 80% of the Mustangs, but they will all fall here. This is going to get up towards 99% or 80% now for Messiah. They'll be looking to take it up to 100. Sundown taken out by a pulse bomb here, 95%. Retro looking close, but he'll force that overtime. Him and Recon will make their ways to point. Nobody's left on point. And the Mustangs in game 3 will lose to the Falcons here. They'll extend their lead to 2 over the Mustangs as they'll look to take it here in 4. And again, quite a close game here. They will grab the play of the game. And unfortunately, those not able to win those pivotal team fights out of the Mustangs, unable to complete those major team fights against Messiah. And unfortunately, that just hindered them in the long run as the Mustangs look to take a timeout here as they'll take some time to themselves. And again, what it came down to, once again, those pivotal team fights just not going the Mustangs' way, the way that they would like. They were able to stall a lot of the time, and on those 3 flashpoints, they were putting in huge percents, 70%, 99%, and another 80% out of the Mustangs when it came down to the flashpoints. But unfortunately, they just weren't able to keep control when it mattered the most, when they were getting pushed into by this Falcons team, and now they find themselves in a dangerous position as they are now in a position where they're at match point. Mustangs want to force a game 5 here, and it's going to be a very difficult thing to do against the Falcons. Like I said before, this is a 6-0 team. They have dropped 2 maps all season, 3. Now, if you include the one that they dropped in game 1 against the Mustangs. So obviously an uphill battle ahead, but the Mustangs not one to shy away from a fight, as we'll go to them in the facility as they'll look to get things reset up and reacclimated here. These guys huddled around Finley discussing next moves. They're going to take a little bit of a breather as they called for a little bit of a timeout versus the Falcons as they'll reorganize their strategy here for game 4. Mustangs look to tie things up. Falcons look to take things here in 4. Obviously, a little bit more on the ropes than usual out of the Falcons. And some great stuff so far tonight. The Mustangs get themselves ready here for game 4. They're going to want to force a game 5. As we all know, as I said before, this is a best 3 out of 5 series. We'll go away from Finley as he takes off his shirt. But definitely these guys are ready to go and very hyped to do it. These guys are definitely looking calm, cool, and collected currently in the facilities. They get ready for game 4. As it looks like we're going to get a technical pause before we get into game 4. As, everything's looking good so far out of the Mustangs. I mean, there's not much to say. Unfortunately, the comps are just not playing well into the Falcons comps. They have that Orisa and that Ramatra, 2 characters that I know very well. And what those 2 characters comes down to is LOS, or line of sight, to their supports in order to get that damage pumped, the healing pumped into them, as well as great use of cooldowns. They're using their corners really well, their abilities really well, and the targets that Messiah is picking out are a real detriment to the Mustangs team. And they find themselves in a really tricky position where the Mustangs want to force that game 5. As it looks like we're going to get a 15-minute pause for some technical issues that I believe Messiah are running into here as we get things ready to go. We'll move things back over to the Pottstown facility and see what these guys are up to there. This team re-strategizing and getting ready. We'll see them in the facility. As I'm resetting things myself. This is a long haul stream here tonight. For those of you that are just joining us, welcome. My name is Corrupted. And the Mustangs currently fighting for their playoff spot in a doubleheader here tonight. Their first game up against the Messiah Falcons. And then later on tonight, we'll see them up against Hornets Esports, as these Mustangs find themselves in a tricky position here as we get ready to go on a push map on Coliseo. Obviously, the Mustangs definitely not in the best position as of right now. And the Mustangs find themselves, backs up against the walls. A position that they find themselves unfamiliar with, but definitely ready for. These guys locked in, getting ready to go as we get things ready to get started here. We'll move things back over to the facility as, yeah. And once again, like I was trying to say before, the Mustangs, a double header here tonight. After this game is done, please stay tuned. We will have an interview for game 1, regardless of whether we win or lose. And then we will have a second interview after game 2. But that game, not slated to start until 9 p.m. We are not going to cut stream. We're going to keep stream running through. So we'll just move to a Be Right Back screen after all the live action is done here. So keep yourselves locked in and, keep yourselves active in that chat room. I see plenty of action over there now. Some great encouragement for our Mustangs roster and someone asking for a trade. I wish that we could do trades. Not that I want to trade anyone on our team. It just makes things really interesting, which would be nice. But the Mustangs definitely not in their favorite position here, but definitely looking for a big win and to force a Game 5 Coliseo. A great map for the Mustangs. Last time they played here in a competitive setting, got a blowout victory. So expecting nothing less out of the Mustangs roster here tonight. Some great encouragement there from chat, which we love to see. As we just get ready for game 3 here, and the Mustangs definitely taking a step back, getting some time to readjust their lineups for the rest of tonight's match. They're going to look to take it to a game 5 here, as things are very close against the Mustangs and the Messiah Falcons. The 6-0 Messiah Falcons. They've only dropped 3 games this season. One to the Armada, another to the Hornets, who we play later on tonight. And the third game was earlier this evening, the Mustangs' one and only game that they have won so far. They won that initial game and have and unfortunately have lost on Kings Row, and then on the last map that they were on, I forget what the map was called, on New Junk City. 2 unfortunate losses there put them in a position. It's match point Messiah. As the Mustangs just getting done some housekeeping right now as they look to get things ready to go for game 3. Sorry, for game 4 here. It's match point Messiah. As the Mustangs are definitely ready to go. They're going to keep themselves frosty. They're going to lock in here. Getting ready. It looks like we're going to get things started here. As the Mustangs now took a breath of fresh air. So it looks like we got a couple of minutes before things will get started here. As it looks like the Mustangs, wait a second, we don't have a few minutes. Mustangs ready to go. Falcons ready to go here for game 4. We're gonna get things moving on this push map. And here we go.
Initiating match.
And welcome to Coliseum for this push map. How this operates is we got this little robot here. He's got a really complicated name, but for the sake of simplicity, we're going to call him Philip. It's each team's prerogative to take control of Philip and push their own barriers. The Mustangs are going to want to push this blue barrier. Bless me. Apologize for that. The Mustangs are going to want to take Philip, the robot, and take him to push this barrier. They'll take that barrier and move it all the way up to this checkpoint. If they take it to this checkpoint, they'll get what's called advanced spawns. Advanced spawns will spawn them closer, or advance their spawn closer to this position in order to give them a better spot. Then they'll move it around, and they could force the game to end if they move it to this position right here. Mustangs going in on a Sigma Cup, and we have got ourselves a switch here. Retro has moved on to the tank position. Finley has moved on to DPS. Finley will move on to the Sojourn. Finley on Sigma. Sundown on Torbjorn. Ryan on Luke Baptiste. And Recon on the Mercy. A complete shift out of the Mustangs here. Retro has spent time this season in the tank role, but not really in a team game capacity. I'm not sure how he runs it during scrims, but obviously a huge change here for the Mustangs as they'll look to take it here in game 4 with this huge slot. And Finley, a top 500 in the DPS position, or at least he was at one point. I'm not sure if he's still currently there. The Mustangs take the card here. Sundown getting bursted. Finley on that sojourn. Sundown falls. Finley looking low. He'll fall as well. Recon and Ryan both fall. Retro looks to take it for as long as possible. He'll fall as well. Now with 8:31 left on the clock, the Mustangs are gonna look to try to mitigate the damage here. Finley with some great aim so far.
I'll make it worth your while. The enemy team has taken the lead.
They take things forward. Ultimate already happening from the enemy tracer, not much damage there. Finley with a beautiful shot. He'll activate his ultimate. Oh, and a great hit. He'll take down the Lucio and waste his ultimate. Finley showing off some incredible skill when it comes down to it. And with the double kill, the Mustangs will take control of the robot. Move things forward, and they'll start to move their barrier for the first time in this game. Two ultimates used, one from Recon, one from Finley. Proving well. Retro takes that forward position on the Sigma. And Tracer's moving things around. Sundown's got that turret. Ultimate comes out from Retro, and he'll be able to take down that Ramatra. Ultimate comes out from the Sojourn. Gonna grab two. Recon and Retro both combined for two, though. And the Mustangs take the lead with 6:48 left on the clock. Finley goes up to the enemy Sojourn in their face. To 2-on-1, Finley will lose it. Mercy will fall. Retro gets a kill. Retro will fall on that back line, but the Mustangs, with a decent enough lead right now and enough members alive in order to collapse in on this Messiah offense as they'll bring things up. The Mustangs find themselves back on the defensive end. Not much of a lead, but a little bit, enough of one in order to force another fight. 6 minutes and 8 seconds left on the clock. Finley will move things forward with Recon right behind him, giving that DPS boost. Ultimate comes out from Sundown to make it unlivable. On point, Mustangs will take it back. Pulse bomb there, not able to get anyone. Recon and Finley both fall. Ryan the next to fall. Sundown looking low. And Retro will fall as well, as it looks like Messiah's going to try to grab the lead yet again. They'll get it well underneath their bridge. Finley's got his ultimate ready yet again, but low ultimate charge from the rest of the Mustangs. Meanwhile, Messiah low on a couple of fronts, but not low on others. They'll retake the lead, Messiah. Falcons, as we'll get almost to the halfway mark. Ultimate comes out from the enemy Moira and the enemy Sojourn. Finley activates his ultimate. And Tracer looking low, not able to do much. Retro uses his ultimate. He'll be able to take down the Moira. Retro moves things forward. That Ramatra looking a little low. He'll be saved by the Lucio ultimate. It's a 3-on-1 as he'll use his ultimate to try to take down Retro. Boulder will move out of the way. Recon and Retro both fall. That cart's going to be pushed past that initial tech point.
My heart's still beating. Hey. My turn.
Fighting, fighting, fighting. 5 minutes and 23 seconds on the clock. We'll push it up that initial hill. Ultimate's used all the way around. No ultimates ready on either side of things. Ryan, the next one to grab his ultimate. That'll be fairly soon. It's the Mustangs file forward. Finley grabbing the first kill here. Pulse bomb only able to take down that ammo field. He'll grab that Lucio, but Sundown does fall the other DPS. There goes Retro. Finley's got his ultimate. He'll fall. Recon will fall. And there goes the rest of the Mustangs. A team kill, but it won't be considered one because Retro already spawned back in. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock. Sundown moves onto the Reaper here. I'm not sure when that change might have happened. Not a good position to be in for the Mustangs. Recon activates his ultimate. So the Mustangs look to move things back around. But a long way to go, and those advanced spawns to deal with. Double kill from Retro. Recon will fall though. And we're still going to be able to push down that card. A team kill as 3 members of Messiah are still there. With 2:45 left on the clock, the Mustangs need a stronghold here. Retro makes the switch over to Mauga. We haven't seen a lot of Mauga out of Retro as he wasn't a character last time Retro played competitively as a tank. Mustangs have it towards that midpoint now. Ultimate comes out from the enemy Moira. Sundown activates his ultimate, but he's not going to be able to do anything with it. He'll get taken down by the enemy Moira. 1 minute and 56 seconds left. Mustangs grab one with Retro, but Finley and Retro both fall. They're going to look to push that cart yet again. 1 minute and 45 now left on the clock. And the Mustangs trying to keep things good.
You're completely healed.
Ryan's got his ultimate available with 1 minute and 22 seconds left. Oh, and that ammo field coming out. Retro looking low. He'll fall. Finley will fall. Sundown will fall. Ryan will fall. And there goes Recon as well with 1 minute and 4 seconds left. A team kill.
You're pushing ahead. We gotta stop that.
They'll look there. 3 meters, 2 meters. And that, unfortunately, is gonna do it. The Mustangs losing 4 to Messiah. They take a map off of Messiah, though. All good things to look forward to here tonight. Play of the game will go to the enemy Sojourn. And an unfortunate loss there. Great use of abilities there from Messiah. Grabs a great win. They'll end their season undefeated, 7-0. And unfortunately, a big loss there for the Mustangs as they will fall to 4-2. They'll find themselves behind the Armada, and they're going to want to take the win over the Hornets. If they're able to get the win over the Hornets, they'll win the tiebreaker versus the Armada as they've beaten them already this season. So they'll grab that second spot, but that's a really big match to have against the Hornets, and the Mustangs are going to look to take it. But until then, we were going to try to have ourselves a interview here for game 1. If we're able to have that, we'll be back with that. But until then, stay tuned. Keep yourselves locked in right here. All right, and welcome back. An unfortunate loss for the Mustangs as they will lose 3-1 to Messiah in their first game of the doubleheader here tonight. But I am joined here by Finley. Finley, captain of the Mustangs. Obviously, not the way that you wanted the first match of the night to go, and obviously not much that you could do there, but you guys put up an amazing fight on both ends, all 4 maps. So how'd it feel to go up against a team like Messiah and have the game that you had?
I mean, Messiah's good. They get paid to play, and I have a friend on Messiah, so it's not great when we lose to them. The DMs are filled. Yeah, I don't think all of it we did that bad. I think there were times where we mentally and we weren't together as a team enough. I think we did pretty well.
Yeah, and I feel overall you guys did a great job. Unfortunately, those team fights just not going the way that you guys wanted to, especially when it came down to that final map on that push map, just not going your way. But let's get into that final push map because there was one major change that you guys made without telling me, I might add. You guys had plenty of time to tell me. But what was behind the decision to switch Retro back to tank and put you back on DPS?
I hit aim labs more than him. I don't know. It's basically a game time decision. Sojo was playing well. I know I can out Sojo him, and just ended up not winning. We yeah.
Yeah, definitely a very
Something we always have. There's something we always have in the bag when Retro does know how to play tank, and I think I'm okay at DPS. So, yeah.
Well, what's your current ranking right now?
Current rank? I think I'm probably probably in like hundreds, but
yeah, not that good. Not that good though. Not that good.
Not that good. Not that.
Sitting top 100 in the region, but
Yeah. The other week I was 100.
And obviously
I started playing tank more.
Yeah, and Retro looked great on that tank. We saw the Sigma out of him. We saw the Mauga, which is a character we've never seen Retro play competitively, as Mauga didn't exist the last time that he was a competitive tank in that position. So obviously a great job overall. And, we're about 40 minutes away from game time against the Hornets, the team that is right below us currently in these standings. So how are you gonna prepare in the next little while to go up against the Hornets and clean slate it for the next game?
Basically, I told everyone to get away from the computers. Not mental boom. Don't think about the loss because that's a good team we can beat, but we just didn't beat them. Close game. We showed what we could do on Ilios. We cooked on Ilios, but we cooked it a little bit too long and we kind of got burnt by the end. But
yeah, and I think there's a lot of strong things that you guys can take away from Ilios. A very dominant map. I will say we weren't on you for that initial hook on the Orisa, but we were at an angle where we just saw the Orisa disappear, which I thought was objectively funnier. But obviously great gameplay out of all 5 members of the team. You guys sound ready. You guys sound re-locked in. I talked to you guys before the first game tonight. You guys sounded locked in. So obviously, I'm not sure how playoffs look for you guys. I don't know how many teams get in per division, but you guys have the opportunity to be second in the division. So, how's that feel?
I've heard a couple things about playoffs. So, top 2. If we're top 2, we're locked in for a playoff type thing. But I don't know if this is true. They say a lot of stuff that isn't true, and they gaslight me a lot. But they said 2 and 3 do a play-in tournament. It's a spot. So,
well,
I think if we lose, we would. So no matter what, we need to win the game. Puts us in second if we win.
Yeah.
And with that win, I think we're feeling good because then our only real loss is to Messiah. We don't talk about that Texas game. I wasn't on tank.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. That was a troll. But
no, obviously it's going to be good things. Currently, you guys are sitting 3rd in the rankings, right below the Full Sail Armada. who are right below. I know how much you like Full Sail Armada. But obviously, if we're able to win this next game, we'll tie Full Sail Armada. We win that tiebreaker because we did win against Full Sail a couple of weeks ago. 3-0'd them. But I think one of the big takeaways, you are one of 3 teams to pull a game off of the Messiah. The other 2 teams to do it, Full Sail and the Hornets, who we play later on tonight. So how's that feel to be one of those teams? And you kept them on the ropes all night. That 3-1 ending is not indicative of what really went on, which was an incredibly close game.
Yeah, we kind of got stuffed a bit because we didn't get to practice on this patch as a full team. Yeah, we had some iffy stuff, a lot of slow updates, and just didn't get too much of a warm up. And also the patch today. So I was planning on playing something completely different. They nerfed a couple guys, and just kind of messed us up. But you know, I think we're pretty good. If we get a true patch where it's good for us, I think dog on Messiah. My friend Stucio, the Lucio 1 trick playing chess. Oh my gosh. You know, I was getting those purple chats all game. We were going back and
Oh, were
forth.
you?
You can't see it, but
Yeah.
yeah, we were whispering each other.
I can only
Every
assume.
time I hooked him, send a smiley face, you know. I had some nasty hooks. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
was
played
hot.
well. You know, I was excited to see that Roadhog as well as Mauga, who is very much in the meta right now, playing beautifully so far in that tank.
Got nerfed.
What?
They took got nerfed, so we don't.
Oh,
rough-
seriously?
Yeah, so they gave him less HP, and also when he hits E, he doesn't get 100 HP boost. Really huge for his survivability. That's why probably saw me and Retro get bursted so quick, because we were used to hitting E and getting that extra 100 HP. And I hit E thinking I could survive a pulse bomb, and then I didn't, and I'm like, oh.
I saw that.
That doesn't work.
Yeah. And obviously, you know, all good things, you know, an unfortunate loss there, but we're definitely getting ready and recharged for the next match. Anything you want to say to Twitch chat before we move things to the Be Right Back screen and take a little break before we get started with game 2?
Shout out the Montco moms. You know,
They've been in chat all night tonight. It's great to see them here. Yeah.
I forgot to bring a piece of paper to class, and my Montco mom sent me a picture from my desk. I had it. That's sick. And yeah, we're not done on a loss. We never do.
Yeah. No.
I'll lose 50 games before I end on a loss.
No, it's,
Oh.
you know, never lose out of the Montco Mustangs as things are looking up. As we get ready to go against the Hornets here tonight, we're going to go to a break, have ourselves like a 20-30 minute break, get up, stretch, grab yourself some water, grab yourself some popcorn, but stay locked in right here. We will be back with our next game of Overwatch. We'll see you guys so very soon.